first thing that the psychologists will tell you is when you can't make a decision, you have to eliminate options until you're down to 3. Human beings are very good at making decisions when they have just 3 options in front of them. If there's more than 3, you're going to get messed up. So first, most powerful thing you can do to get out of FOMO is to eliminate your options. FOMO as a lifestyle, it's very, very clear. They're saying get off social media and do other stuff. We've been telling you from the beginning, I don't want you to watch MotorInc all day. I don't want you to binge watch the podcast. I want you to be outside and riding your bike. I want you to be outside driving your car and experiencing the real world and all the glory that it has. That gives you a far bigger database to make decisions with than watching our videos. What? You're smiling.
Go ahead.
The second part that we've also said before, and I want to reiterate this, is please don't watch all the content that the algorithm shows you, because that's what it wants you to do. It wants you to sit there and just sit. I want you to ask, what is the validity of this content? What does this content creator know? Okay. I was researching iOS 18. I use my phone tons for work. I was researching iOS 18 and literally there's like 30,000 people who on the night that iOS 18 has released have put out videos. Imagine if I were to try and watch all of those videos to get the full picture of this. I'd just get nowhere. Right? You have a thought?
No, because you came to the iOS topic. And that was the one thing that just blew me away the other day, just before iPhone season. So which ones come out now? 16?
16.
Yeah. So there was a article in my news feed saying that Leakster drops information about the new features to come in the iPhone. And I was like, okay, cool, let's see what this is. And I opened the article. And this is before this new iPhone has launched, right? So I said, open the article and started reading through. I don't even remember what the point was, because as I started scrolling, I said, something's wrong. So I scrolled back up and I saw that it says iPhone 17. I was like, wait, one sec, which iPhone's coming now?
Yeah.
And then I looked that up and I realized it's the iPhone 16 that's coming. And they're already talking about iPhone 17. And what features are going to come in iPhone 17. That means if you follow that train of more and more and, whatever else they're going to throw at you, there's no way you're going to be satisfied.
This is exactly the game that the spy shot stories play. This is exactly the game that the camouflage first drive stories are about. This is exactly the game that is being played saying these features will come in 2025 and 6 and 7. This is exactly where it's at. What you're forgetting is you won't get your time back. You can earn your money back. It's hard, it's difficult, but it can be done. You cannot get your time back. And given the choice of riding a terrible motorcycle for the next 2 years while I save for the really good one, or not riding a motorcycle and moving that purchase up by 3 months, I'd ride the terrible bike. I'll learn something about motorcycling even from that. And honestly today, you can't really buy a terrible vehicle.
Yeah.
The terrible vehicles are literally wearing neon signs on top of their head saying, I am terrible. Everything else is at least reasonably good.
But because of all the voices, you might still not believe it.
Yeah.
That's the FOMO part of it.
And
it's
believe,
just the abundance of information.
And believe is a very, very powerful part of the FOMO thing. Who do you believe is critical? Okay, I'm telling you this. If tomorrow I were to tell you something about nuclear fusion, nuclear fission, thermal plants and engineering of thermal plants, you shouldn't believe me. I know nothing about these things. I can be very convincing. That is my ability to communicate. It is not based on anything but grammar, literally. Okay.
I don't believe you.
Exactly. That's what you should be doing. That's exactly the reaction I want to see.
I think you can make a nuclear power plant, right?
I can make an unclear power plant. See, I'm good with grammar and words and letters and alphabets. I'm no good with nuclear power plants.
We'll put Shumi in the fission chamber.
Unclear fusion, unclear fission.
Powered forever.
Clean, unclear energy. So, my point is, I think Kartik and I understand cars and bikes well. And I think what we're trying to tell you is as honestly and as clearly as we can. And if there is a better way that you can think of, please do leave us a comment. It always helps us. But when MotorInc starts to tell you about something arcane and specific and highly technical, then you should have your flags up saying, why are these guys talking like this? Because you should be questioning my ability to have authority on that subject. And my best hope is that I have read enough, spoken to enough people to be able to deal with a difficult subject like that, which I am so unfamiliar with. But if all the content creators are throwing this fire hose of information at you, and you are not willing to filter whose voice you're willing to listen to, you have no choice but to feel fear of missing out, because you have no basis to figure out what is accurate information that is useful to you and what is just noise.
Yeah. Hang on a second. If you think that something felt a bit missing over there, that's because it probably was. This is a small clip from a much larger conversation which you can find on the MotorInc channel. So head on over.